Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to show you my Retribution Paladin guide for World of Warcraft Project Epoch, including everything you need to know about the Ret Paladin with all changes, gear, talents, as well as rotation and WeakAuras and macros. So let's dive into it. So first, what is new for the Retribution Paladin? The first change we have is inside the talent tree. We now have a new capstone talent called Verdict. This is an instant strike that causes 90% weapon damage and empowers your next holy spell ability with a duration of 20 seconds by 20%. It has a 12-second cooldown and is a really powerful spell to press. Because of this, Crusader Strike now is a baseline ability here. It now is changed. It's an instant strike that causes 70% weapon damage plus a based amount of holy spell damage on top of it as holy damage and increases the enemy's holy damage taken by 160. So this got adjusted, also an insanely powerful spell to press with a 6-second cooldown, and as you can see with the new ability inside, Seal of the Crusader is no longer a part of your kit on Project Epoch because its spell power modifier got put into Crusader Strike here. Because of this, the talent tree also got adjusted. We now don't have improved Seal of the Crusader anymore. Instead, we have improved Crusader Strike, which now allows your Crusader Strike to increase your crit chance by 3% against a target where Crusader Strike is active on. Also, improved Seal of Righteousness in the Holy Tree is on Project Epoch working as intended. That means if you skill into this, you get 15% more damage on Seal of Righteousness. This is necessary for a special playstyle called Trinity Seal Twist style, but I will go into this later on. Also, on Project Epoch, you can see I'm an undead paladin. You have special racial abilities here, and as a paladin, you have seals depending on the race you have. For example, as an undead, you have Seal of Penitence, which is the equivalent to Seal of Blood from TBC basically. As a dwarf, you have a tank seal. As a human, you have Seal of Vengeance, for example. But the cool thing is, you can adjust your race skill sets by unlocking a special quest chain for every race. You can learn here in this video how to get every racial ability. I suggest to go Seal of Penitence as Retribution Paladin, so you take Undead, but I will show you this later on in the rotation section. Another thing that has changed here is that hands are part of the game, so you can have Hand of Freedom, Hand of Protection and Hand of Sacrifice on top of your normal blessing. Also, all auras are working on the whole raid, not only on your group on Project Epoch. I want to present to you a new partner on this channel, IntoDM. IntoDM is a team of American artists and creators who develop clothing since 2012 with a great vision. They see clothing as a canvas to express what drives you. What exactly does that mean? IntoDM sells clothes for gamers with unique designs, but they are also great for casual occasions. I was able to pick out a few items from the selection and decided on a snapback cap, this cool black t-shirt with a Japanese design, and a casual white t-shirt with a logo. I will wear the black t-shirt in the summer, and the plain white t-shirt pairs great with sweaters or jackets when I go out with my wife. The clothes are high quality, well designed and really comfortable. I'm absolutely impressed by their quality. Check out IntoDM and use the code WHITER to get 10% off your order. Just click the link in the video description to get to their shop. If you're ordering from Europe, delivery might take a little longer right now due to customs, so please keep that in mind. For my American viewers, there are absolutely no restrictions. Feel free to check IntoDM out to get some great new clothes for the summer. Now, let's go back to the video. Okay, let's look into the talents. For Retribution Paladin, I suggest to take 5 points into Benediction to reduce the mana cost of your Judgment and Seal spells by 50%. We are really mana hungry and this helps out a lot on long encounters. 2 points into Improved Judgment to decrease the cooldown of Judgment by 2 seconds. 3 points into Improved Crusader Strike to increase the crit chance for us and everyone else by 3%. Insanely good with your Crusader Strike. 5 points into Conviction for 5% more crit. Seal of Command to enable Seal Twisting, absolutely necessary. 2 points into Pursuit of Justice, increases your move speed and reduces your chance to get hit by 2%. Crusade for 3% 10% more damage overall, two-handed weapon specialization for 6% damage overall for yourself, Sanctity Aura for 10% more holy damage for everyone, as well as improved Sanctity Aura for another 2% more damage for your whole raid, Vengeance, which stacks up 3 times and increases your physical and holy damage by 15%, Sanctified Judgment to give your judgment to return 80% of your mana cost every time you judge, and on top of it you get the old Crusader Strike back with a 100% chance to refresh all judgments on the target after you press it. Sanctified Seals for 3% more hit, and to make it impossible to get your stuff dispelled, Repentance, we need this to go further into the tree, Fanaticism, 15% chance to increase the critical strike chance of all judgment and reduces your threat by 30%. And finally, of course, Verdict, insanely good heal. 5 points into Divine Strength for 10% more strength overall in the Holy Tree, and in the Protection Tree, 5 points in the Readout. We need to get further in the tree to get Precision for 3% more hit and spell hit, Guardian's Favor to reduce the cooldown of our hands to get to Blessing of Kings, just insanely good. You could also go more deep into the Holy Tree to get improved Seal of Righteousness if you want to play Trinity playstyle. This is a playstyle where you basically seal twist between Seal of Vengeance, Seal of Righteousness and Seal of Command, but it's so mana intensive on Project Epoch right now that it's not really worth to play, so I don't suggest to go this route. I suggest to go the route I just showed you. For gear. On Project Epoch, I suggest right now to go tier 0.5. The reason for this is this set got adjusted. It's insanely good on Project Epoch for Retribution Paladin, and also the set bonus is pretty cool. You now get 2% more steel crit on 4 set. Your 6 set bonus gives you Hammer of Wrath, an empowerment buff, which reduces the cooldown of your consecration by 80%. And your 8 set bonus allows your Verdict, your new spell, to have a 33% chance to make Hammer of Wrath usable on any target, no matter the health they have. This is a really cool set bonus, but it's insanely mana intensive. I don't suggest to use this often. I will go into this in the rotation section, but nevertheless, it's an insanely cool set. For neck, I go Marker Fordrain, insanely good for Retribution Paladins. If you can get the necklace from Onyxia, use that instead. For cloak, I go Cloak of Physical Accuracy. This is our PvP cloak. You can get this pretty easily, and it gives you 1% hit chance and expertise, so insanely good and easy to get with an agility enchant. Here 0.5 breastplate, here 0.5 wrist. For weapon, I use the Black Blade of Sharam. This dropped from WeakAuras. I got insanely lucky to get this. If you don't have it, you have other solid options. The Dragon Slayer sword from the new Onyxia raid is really good, for example. Or you can use the Redemption Hammer of Truth from the secret quest chain as pre-biz, also really good. You can learn in this video how to get it. For Libram, I use the Libram of Liberation to increase damage and healing against undeads. Black Hand's Breath for 2% crit, quest chain from WeakAuras, insanely good. Hand of Justice, our best installed melee trinket for a long time, 2% chance to hit once again and more attack power from BRD. Band of Physical Accuracy, this is also from PvP and same as the cloak, gives 1% hit and expertise, so really good. Painweaver's Band from WeakAuras gives crit and attack power, everything we want. Tier 0.5 boots with 1% spell hit and chant, also tier 0.5 legs, waist and hands. Solid options are the PvP Trinket, which allows us to get more strength on proc chance, the PvP Libram, Eye of Rend for your head, because it gives us strength and 2% crit, Embraces of the Satis for wrist for more crit and strength overall, and for example the Trinket Rune of the Guard Captain from Hinterlands, which gives attack power and hit as well. For rotation, you can play Seal Twisting on Project Epoch, but it's not necessary anymore, and I even wouldn't suggest it anymore. The reason for this is our hitting spells, Crusader Strike with a 6-second cooldown and Verdict with a 12-second cooldown, are so strong that you basically don't need to Seal Twist anymore. Because the cooldown is so low on these abilities, Seal Twisting in the normal way with Seal of Command and Seal of Penitence most of the time does less damage than just pressing the abilities. When you Seal Twist, you want to go for a pattern, which is Seal Twist, press a spell, Seal Twist, press a spell. The problem here is Crusader Strike and Verdict both activate Seal of Penitence. This means more damage when you press them while Seal of Penitence is active. It won't activate Seal of Command. In your Seal Twist rotation, you often have to wait out until you can press your hard-hitting spells again, because you don't want to miss your Seal Twist. But this is overall a damage lose, so I wouldn't recommend to Seal Twist overall. If you still want to Seal Twist, your rotation goes like this. You activate Seed of Command, always rank 1 to save mana. Stopattack macro, I will show you this later on, run to the target. Seed of Penitence and startattack. Then you go Crusader Strike, Verdict, Judgment, Seed of Command, and you do your Seal Twist. And now you press your ability, wait your swing, activate your Seed of Command, Seed of Penitence, and now you can go Crusader Strike, Verdict, Judgment, and Seal Twist again. This is basically your Seal Twisting rotation. But you have to be really accurate, and it can become really clunky in between. If your Hammer of Wrath procs with tier 0.5, for example, you have too many spells and you lose out, so it's not the best way to play, but you can of course. Activate your rings every time Bloodlust gets activated to get the maximum out of it, or if you can use it otherwise, wait for 3 stacks on Vengeance and activate it then. So what I suggest to play instead is focusing on your hard hitting spells now and use your Seal Twisting as a filler in between. This means, for this playstyle, we start once again with Seed of Command rank 1 at the beginning and stopattack to prepare a Seal Twist at the beginning for a burst window. You can only do this if you don't have to touch Seed of Wisdom or Seed of Light, of course. So we start with this, run to the enemy, Seed of Penitence. Now we activate our Crusader Strike, Verdict, Judgment, Seed of Command, and do the twist. And now we just go with our rotation. You can use a consecration in between. Now we wait, never waste your swing timer. Activate again, Verdict, Judgment, Seed of Command, and now do your swing timer once again and Crusader Strike. You can see this is our most effective way to play, and it's way easier to play like this. If Hammer of Wrath gets activated, use it and press your consecration afterwards. I suggest to use rank 1 because it basically costs 0 mana, but don't use your tier 0.5 set bonus too often because it is really mana intensive, and if you are not in a group with a Shadow Priest, you will go pretty quick. If you have Seed of Wisdom on the enemy target and press your spells together with Seed of Penitence, you get a solid amount of mana back even in raids. Once again here, use a Avenging Wrath during Bloodlust phases or when you have 3 stacks of Seed of Vengeance. Alright, for macros. The first macro I want to show you is a cast sequence macro. This allows you to cast sequence Seed of Penitence and Seed of Command rank 1 into one button. So when I press this macro here, it changes to Seed of Command rank 1, and when I press it again, it changes back of Seed of Penitence. This is really good when you Seal Twist, and especially when you learn Seal Twisting, because it puts 2 seals on one button, so you have less to press. I still like to put them on 3 versions here, because I can monitor it better like this, but especially at the beginning, this will help you a lot to solid Seal Twist. The second macro I want to show you is the stopattack macro. It's simple /stopattack here. This is how you can activate your Seal Twist at the beginning of a fight by pressing your Seed of Command, and then just stopattack, and now you won't attack even if you target the enemy target until you once again press your startattack, which you have in your Seal of Penitence cast sequence macro, or for example in your normal Seal of Command or Seal of Penitence macro. So I use, for example, Seal of Command, then I press stopattack, and then I use my Seal of Penitence with startattack macro when I'm at the enemy to activate my swing. Another really good macro for Paladins is this cancel macro here. So what this does is basically on a button which I also have on my mouse. When I use Divine Shield or Blessing of Protection, I just press this and it gets instantly removed. So I can use this to break a CC or something like this and won't lose damage because of the second effect of Divine Shield. Finally, this is a mouseover macro. You can put this on every spell you have. I have it on all my healing spells and my blessings and hand spells as well. What this does is basically it allows me to heal a target, for example this NPC, by only putting my mouse over him. I don't have to target him to heal him. This gives me more flexibility and let me stick on my normal target without target switching in between to support or heal. This also works with your hand spells and your blessing spells, and if I don't target anything, I just heal myself, so insanely good. Alright. For WeakAuras, I have the seal indicator here. This just shows me which seal I have active at the moment. For example, Seal of Penitence or Seal of Command, just good to track it. My seal twisting swing timer here has my seal built in, and as well this red line here which shows me in which window I have to seal twist with 0.5 seconds. So insanely important to not miss a swing and to seal twist overall. I also have this Hammer of Wrath proc here for my tier 0.5 set bonus to show me when I can activate it and press Consecration afterwards. So basically those WeakAuras are really good for quality of life and to get the maximum out of your damage. I will link all macros and WeakAuras down below in the video description or a pinned comment so you can just copy them. And that's basically my Retribution Paladin guide for Project Epoch. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to go to Into the M and check out their store for some great clothing if you want to support me and get some cool clothes on top of it. If you found this useful, consider to like, subscribe and hype this video for more World of Warcraft Project Epoch content in the future. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with the hard-earned real-life money, especially Jake Corliss for being a high-tier supporter, as well as everyone else who supports me for such a long time now. You guys are awesome.